Hi, this is Misha, and as promised, we took this guy here out to the range.
Yep.
Did a little teaser video a couple of weeks ago. For those of you who don't recognize it, this is the Russian Molot VEPR FM-RPK74-33. Is that not a long enough name? I'm sure they can add more. This is imported by FIME Group out of Las Vegas, who is essentially a sister company to Arsenal and K-Bar and all that. And they do love giving long names. But the nice thing about that, at least all that means something. You know, it's not just long for the sake of long. Usually the dash whatever after the name indicates what type of furniture one of their guns has. So yeah, this is an RPK-74M semi-auto built in the original factory, chambered for 545 by 39, feeding from standard 30 or 45 round mags. Also, it'll feed from the 60 round quad stacks you saw in video 1. And if someone were to make a drum, it would do that as well. It has all the features of a standard RPK, 23-inch heavy chrome-lined hammer forged barrel, 14mm muzzle threads, removable flash hider. Now, to be fair, this came with a simple muzzle nut, but I put a Russian flash hider on it. Has your typical RPK bipod, cleaning rod under the barrel, RPK handguards with heat shield, RPK windage and elevation rear sight, 1.5mm receiver, thicker top cover, forged bolt group, machined recoil rod, and as you saw, the stock is the clubfoot style that folds, and it does have the storage in the butt for a cleaning kit. Really is just a standard RPK-74M, just without the third pin and the Go Fast feature. I don't really think I have to say that this thing ran 100% and was a boatload of fun. Molot quality is well known, and 545 is always a lot of fun. As I said in the preview video, these were going to be imported en masse to the US, but then the sanction came down about a year and some change ago. So it was an almost thing. They were going to do a version in 76239 as well. So this was next on the docket to join the Molot FM series imported by FIME, but government stuff got in the way. We will do more with this over the year, putting more rounds through it, really testing it with those quad stack mags, all that good stuff, but we at least wanted to get out there and test fire it. We ran about 100 rounds through it. I mean, just enough. We didn't have a lot of time, and we had several guns to work with, but it ran great. It really is a shame. I've had this thing for RPKs for a very long time, and the Molots are kind of the cream of the crop, because that's what Molot does. They don't make AKMs, they don't make, say, K74s, they make RPKs and all the derivatives. Just to kind of compare, before the FM-RPK74 and the FM-RPK47, which is the same gun but in 76239, even though these are in very small numbers, before them, the only real RPK modern style gun available from the factory is, you know, there's plenty of custom builds out there, they're awesome, but a factory gun was the VEPR 1V. Some people think it's VEPR 4, like Roman numeral 4, but it technically was numeral 1 and a V. This was unfortunately imported by IO, Royal Tiger, back in 2013, and the VEPR 1V was really an awesome gun that fell victim, there we go, to poor marketing. For example, IO advertised it with a fixed stock when it actually had a folder, and they advertised it with a 16.5-inch barrel when it actually had a 23.25. And I understand making a mistake, but they were told of this and they never corrected their website, and it could have been so much more, but it never was. So the 1V, they only did one import run. I don't think anyone knows how many came in, but it wasn't a huge number, maybe under 1,000, and that was it. And the only thing that was different, the 1V looked identical to this gun with all the features, except rather than being in 5.45, it was in 5.56 NATO. Now, it was roll marked 223 Remington, so some people thought, well, maybe it won't shoot 5.56 NATO. Of course it would. The only reason it was marked 223 Remington was it was more import friendly, more politically correct, if you know what I mean. But it definitely had a NATO chamber with hammer forged chrome lined barrel. I shot hundreds, if not thousands, of rounds through my old 1V, so I know for a fact it ran great with them. And it had a 1-in-9 twist, so it worked with 55 to 62 grain very well. It had the folding stock, handguards, came with a really wonky muzzle device, but it unscrewed, you could put whatever on. And it shipped with a really bad Pro Mag 30 round 223 mag, but actually IO at the time had the 45 round version of this magazine in 223, which looked nearly identical, but the proofs were a little different, and it wasn't quite as curved because of the NATO cartridge being a little bit longer and slimmer than the 5.45. The only other difference really to point out, if you notice here, we have 2 rivets and then one up here. On the VEPR 1V, there's a second rivet on the bulge of the trunnion, and that rivet goes through and actually is an aid to help the bolt turn, or a bump rivet is, like, you know, people like to call it as a shorthand. You see this in newer Russian guns from Izhmash, the RPK-74M, although that rivet is kind of flattened. On the VEPR 1V, it's just domed. And people thought this was a modern feature that all of the newer, like RPK-201, 203, or 74M should have. But after kind of talking on the forums and looking at pictures, well, other people were describing them to me, it seems like the RPK-74M Russian military does not have that bump rivet. Instead, it uses the more traditional turning guide for the bolt in the trunnion, just machined as part of it. And the bump rivet is really only featured on more of your commercial guns like the VEPR Hunter, VEPR Sporter. Kind of an interesting little thing. I didn't know that myself. I knew that my 1V had the rivet, and I just thought it was correct. And it may be for a 223 5.56 gun. The RPK-201, which is that gun in full auto, actually was adopted by the Army of the Nation of Fiji. So technically it was adopted by a military in its full auto version. That's really the biggest difference I could tell between that gun and this here. Everything else is pretty well the same. Well, it was boringly reliable to shoot, so I don't have really much to report there. Sorry, guys. Smooth bolt, as you'd expect from a Molot. Nice trigger group. I did put the kind of the larger Molot pistol grip on, a little more comfortable. Safety moves, and it's stiff. It locks into position well, but perfectly usable. The bipod is still new and therefore stiff, but better that than rattling around. Magazines fit without excessive play or wobble. And it's just a rare gun, but I do plan on shooting it. This will not be a safe queen. I'll take care of it, value it, but I will shoot it and enjoy it, because otherwise, what's the point of having something? might as well not, if you're not going to enjoy it. Well, as most of you know, we have plenty of AK videos, so if you need more content, please check those out. And check back, because we'll have more with this gun, probably comparisons, contrasting, more range time. It should be fall soon here, so hopefully we can get out to the long pistol range and rifle range and really do 1,000 round day with some guns. But the summer's been very humid here and our time's been very limited, so apologies for kind of the briefer shooting videos this summer, but we'll get back to form as soon as we can. If you have any questions or comments, we welcome them below. As always, if you like the video, we'd appreciate a click for that. And if you really would like to help support the channel, we appreciate anything and everything you can do. Just go check out our Patreon page. We're still working on new benefits and perks, and you know, this is still our first year of Patreon, so be patient with us, guys. We appreciate it. Well.